everybody. I'm going to wait a few minutes and let everybody get in here. Hello. Hi Isla, how are you? I debated whether to even do this today because I'd gotten the middle of cleaning less than an hour before I was supposed to go live, and I've completely disassembled my craft area, so I was lucky to get a space on the table at this point. Let's see if we can get rid of that. That's not the one that's causing us the problem. I think it's the light on the phone. Maybe not. I don't know if that helps or not. Oh, awesome. Stop chewing my earphones. Sorry guys, Callie's tearing my earphones up, and I desperately need those. She's being a little wench. So, what we're doing today is we're going to work on a page a month, and then at the end of the year we'll have 12 pages to put together, and they're going to be made out of paper bags. So, I'm going to set this aside. Oh, this is the parrot that Scott and I found in the basement that was a kit, and I did it, and it turned out pretty good. I had to add more of the little crystals and put it back in because I had some low spots. I still have a few low spots, like on the tail here. But I think it turned out pretty good all in all. And I'll hang these up in the window here and leave them for Adele when we move out. So, I was just going to show you some of these are the bags. I got these at the Goodwill, 50 for like $1.79, and you can use the dollar store ones if you want to, or you know, whatever kind of little sack that you can find that's shaped like a lunch bag. Of course, I don't know if anywhere else in the world has lunch bags like they do in the U.S. like this. But something similar to this that has the bottom that, you know, you open it up and it gets full looking. So we're going to need just one of these today, but 12 in total. Set those aside, and I'll try to remember where I put them each time. I'm going to use some of these as tags. I might just use one today. But I got these giant cards in Roesta. Hello. Iris. Ina. Sarita. Hi. How are you? What I was going to say, I'm going to use these as a tag to put in this pocket here. Because we're going to make this a pocket by gluing down here. And this is the perfect size. And I'll tell you how big these cards are. Let me grab a ruler. Okay, so the size of tag you need will depend on the bag you have. I guess we should start with the size of this bag. All right, this bag is 6 inches wide, and we're going to trim it down to 12 inches on this end. So I'll trim that down to 12. So 6 by 12 inch bag. The bottom of it that will make the pocket, it's about 4 inches, but you're only going to get about a 2 inch deep pocket. So when this slides in, it'll only go in that far, which is fine. So we're going to use that one of those, a paper bag. Let's go ahead and I'm going to trim this down to 12 inches, but you want to make sure this is good and flat. I'm trying to think of where my bone folder is. Like I said, right before I started doing this live, I decided to rearrange my area, and I don't know why I did that. But it's okay. I'll make it work. Oh, I know where there's my bone folder. Sorry. I have a separate bone folder, but I'm not sure where it is. And I'm just going to smooth this out as good as I can. You can also take an iron and iron these so they're nice and flat. That would actually be probably a better thing to do because you want it all nice and flat. Alright, I'm going to trim this to the 12 inches tall. I'm not even going to attempt that other paper cutter right now. I'll use this one and hope it's okay. And of course you can, if you don't have a paper trimmer, you can just use your ruler and do some marks and cut it with scissors. I'm going to cut this down to 12 inches here. Okay. I'm going to leave this out because I'm going to take, I'm looking to find where I move stuff. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I need a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, preferably it's about the same color as the bag. I thought I had a package of this open. We'll just open it. I'm going to make a flap for one side. If I can get this paper open. Hi, Pin. How are you? I was listening to you and Linda. Scott was laughing in the background at things y'all were saying, so you were entertaining him as well for a little bit. This is cardstock. It doesn't really matter what color you use to make a flap over. So this pocket will be on one side. So we're going to make our flap over here. So you're going to leave this side open. Leave that totally open. We're not going to do anything with this side of the bag. So if you have the side of the bag facing you that doesn't have the little tab up here, you're going to leave the left side open, and we're going to attach a fold out on this side, this long side. Okay? So I said that bag was 6 inches wide, so we want to make the little flap out smaller than that. So I'm going to make it only 5 3/4, but then you've got to have about another, I'm going to do 6 1/2 inches. Cut 6 1/2 inches by 12, and then I'm going to trim about a 1/2 inch off from one 12-inch long edge there. And I'm going to score that. So let me get my scoreboard. So sorry if this is about as clear as mud. I'm trying. We're going to score this at, put it in and go ahead and score it at 5 and, let's do 5.5 instead of 5 3/4. Now, if you wanted to make it a double fold out, you could just by leaving that other piece on and then do another fold in it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to fold this, crease it. Okay. And then the little flap, I'm going to cut this off here. Yeah, I was going to say, did you even take a sip of that wine, or was it that bad, Linda? Yeah, look at me, so organized and professional. You should see the rest of the room. It looks like a train wreck. So now we're going to, our little flap is going to go in the right-hand side, right here. Now you can attach that in there. Try not to, the reason you trim this shorter is inside the bag where this goes up, there's like an angle there, and you might even have to trim more than I did to get it in there. Nope, it looks like I'm going to do good here. All right, you just don't want, you don't want the edge of the bag to go over your fold line. Okay. So I would let that come out about maybe 1/8 of an inch, just so that this will fold over. Okay, so you can adhere this any way you want. I've got tacky glue sitting here, but I think what I'm going to do is put one strip of real sticky tape just to hold it in place while I'm working. Because we'll be manipulating this. So I'm going to do it on this side here. Okay. And I'm only going to take the tape away just a little bit here. Let's see, and I need it to come so it'll be toward the outside where I can reach it. All right, let's see. So see, there's its tail sticking out. And I'm just going to slide it in. See if I can get this up almost to the top of the bag on the side up here, and then hold it in place and do the same here. And then maybe I can stick it down. Let's pull this out. Oh no, it wasn't supposed to do that. That's not good. So now we got to get in here somehow and take the rest of this off. There we go. All right, so I'm going to do this. And what I'm going to use this for is like highlights of each month, and maybe a list of projects completed, or anything you want to keep track of. I may have got this in too far. But you know, I've got that sticky tape on, so it's probably going to need to be a done deal at this point. So let's go ahead and put some regular alien glue, as Linda calls it. Let me, it's all right. It's no biggie. I don't know what I'm doing today. My brain's only half in it. Hopefully I'm making enough sense. I've got way more glue than I needed, but... Hi, Cheshire Cat. And of course, you know, any sane person would have like a paintbrush here. Oh, don't know if y'all heard Scott rig up in the other room. He's trying to be a good boy and hide out in the other room. I was a little snappy at him a minute ago when I was... as if... He said a little, somewhat. Go alien goo. Linda says hi, Scott. He says hi, Scott. Such a smart you know what. Anyway. And I am out of baby wipes, so let's see how good I do with just regular paper towels. Alright. So this will be like this. Okay. Gonna leave this side open. I think I'm gonna round these corners off. So on my flap, I'm going to just round the corner off, like so. Alright. And now on the other side, you'll leave the side of the bag open, but where this flap is, you're gonna glue it down. So we're going to use some glue. And the reason I'm using wet glue is so that the tag won't stick in the sticky tape. And hopefully I haven't glued it over too far to where the glue is going to be an issue. Alright. So I need a piece of wax paper to slide in here to remind myself not to glue this. Alright. Wax paper, my Mod Podge and my glue brush. I'm trying to get together in my head. Hold on, I need to pick up over here. That one's not been opened yet. All right. I'm bringing up my old dirty mat here to protect the table. The reason we don't want to glue this shut, because at the end of the year, this is where we'll insert our binding method. So we just don't want to, we don't want to glue that closed. I think I'll start on this side and let that pocket have a little bit of time to dry. All right, the first part I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some dictionary pages to everything, every side. Just don't glue your your pocket closed on the back. So I'm just using some Mod Podge I got for $2 at Walmart Market the other day, because I've got 2 bottles of it. It was on the clearance table, and I said, well, I'll take that. Normally $5.97, and I got it for $2, so I thought that was pretty good. Oh man, my brush is... I soaked it in some soapy water, but I think I'd left it too long. Let's see. It's pretty stiff down in there. Alright, I'm just going to tear some of these up. I got this dictionary at the thrift store for like $1, so I'm not feeling too bad about ripping it up. You can use tissue paper or scrapbook paper scraps, anything you want to use. I just find it's easier to do all the ripping before you start putting the glue, because then you don't end up with glue all over yourself. This is just to add a little bit of texture. That's probably enough. We'll go with that, and then I'll get more if I need to. And the main reason to add this is to stabilize this cheap bag. I don't know if I like this Mod Podge for paper or not. I think just regular Mod Podge or watered down glue is better, but I got it for $2. I don't want to build up too much on this spine flap here, but I think a little bit will help hold it on, because that's going to open and close and it'll wear out. And I'm not going to come back on it later on. This is going to be it. This is me for today. We got to get Scott ready to go down to the house. Ooh, muffins, Sarita. What kind of muffins is he making? Not sure how this paper bag's going to hold up to this Mod Podge. We'll see. We might need to cover the whole thing. It's pretty cheesy, cheapy paper bags. We might do some dictionary paper and then do some tissue paper on top of that, just to build up some support for this cheap bag. think we got mail, Scott. A darter is one who or that which darts. Imagine that. Any small American freshwater fish darts through the water. It's a darter. Okay. Things you learn in the dictionary. What can we learn on the next one? Deaden. To make as dead. Impair in vigor, force, etc. Dull. All right. Bet y'all didn't know that already. Wow. That sounds yummy, Sarita. What time is it there, Sarita? You're in South Africa, right? I'm worried about the bags not going to be able to hold up to what I had planned. But that's how you learn, is you just try stuff. All right, let's see. Let's put one more piece on here. All right. 9:55 p.m. So I'm coming on early enough that you're still awake there instead of like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. That's good. I might just start doing 2:30 to 5 each Wednesday and not worry about coming back on later in the evenings like I had been doing. I've got a Teflon like mat underneath this, so it shouldn't be a problem of sticking. I'm not caring which way these are on here, which way's up and all. Oh, this one says Cynic at the top of it. Now this is just an idea. I've never done one of these before like this, but I thought it might be fun to just try, see what it does. I might learn some things along the way. It's just going to be like an art journal or mixed media journal that you can record your projects in. You can record, you know, a favorite quote, whatever you want to put into your bag each time. Let's see, I don't want to glue this down though. So I'm just going to decorate it, and then from then on, after we've gotten the page decorated with a background, you can do whatever you want to with it. And next month, I'm only going to do these once a month. And then at the end of next month, on the last Wednesday of next month, we'll do another page, and I'll share what this page looks like at the end of the month. And I'm going to try to remember to write down, you know, like places Scott and I go to eat, just quick little memories Doesn't have to be specific. It can be whatever you want it to be. If you want it to be just a quote journal with quotes for each month, because see, you're going to have the bag here, the bag base. You can put receipts in it. You can add tags, whatever you want to the bag portion of it. You just got to keep in mind you don't want to build it up too fat because it's got to be able to go into a book. And when we go to bind it, we'll probably have to put all of our stuff we stacked into it into a separate plastic bag so that it's not so thick you can't do anything with it. I'm wondering if I should slide another piece of wax paper down in there. And like I said, I don't know how well this is going to work, but I figured it was worth a try. I had the bags. I got them for next to nothing at the thrift store. It's all about the bags. Hi, Darla. I'm just going to keep adding paper until this bag doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart. It'll be more paper than it will be bag by the time I'm done with it. Just use this paper up. All this dishwater. Where did that come from? Dictionary paper. It's all right. It can be dishwater if it wants to be. Dishes on the brain, apparently. I guess you could do this part before you glue your pockets down, but I think we'll be all right. As long as I don't get too crazy with the glue down around the pocket. Is anybody else going to do this with me, or are you just going to watch and see how I mess up? Might turn out to be something really cool looking when we're done. Mixed media is all about ignoring the mess until you get to the good part. I love old dictionaries with their hand-drawn things in them. You're finishing up your live stream project, Linda? How much more did you have to do? I had to run real quick and come over here because I said I would be here today, so here I am. I was kind of hoping Mary would show up. Mary Dale Abrams. She said she was going to try this week. She even called out the times. Mary, where are you? Yeah, Linda, we're going to want to see what your project looks like when you get done, so you'll have to put a picture on your Facebook page. Oh, yeah. I'm liking this now that I'm getting paper on it. Oh, I'm about to mess up. Almost sealed my pocket shut. That wouldn't be good. Let's slide that in there. It's okay if it goes off the edge. We can trim that. Let's tear this off from here like so. You know what? I'm gonna grab something and stick it in there to keep this from getting glued shut. I'm just gonna use my Bondo spreader. Let's see. Yeah. Put that in there, and then I won't glue that pocket shut. That works. I'm not watching the chat very well today, guys. I'm having one of those days. If I can focus on one thing, I'm doing good. Let's see here. That says cushion. Gonna make noise now, guys. Almost lost y'all. Didn't realize the computer had lost its plug, and I was getting a red indicator that it was about to like drop off. Flip this thing over. Oh, my wax paper's coming out, and I don't want that side to glue up all. So I'm going to add some more paper on this side of it. Get this filled up. Oh, that would be cool, Darla. If you do that, you'll have to share it with us. Guess I should have trimmed the paper from the other side first, eh? It'll be all right. We'll make this work. Have a Tim Gunn moment. Make it work. Oh, that says curiosity. I don't know if I want to know what that one says. It says Cuddy Stool. Let's just use these up. Imagine how cool this would be if you went through magazines and newspapers and just cut out the large letters and covered the cover with nothing but large alphabets. That'd be cool looking too. All different directions and stuff on the page. My mother was hinting that she'd like a mixed media checkbook cover the last time she was here. And I meant to try to get her one made for Christmas, but it just didn't happen. Trying to cover up the where the paper bag is bound together too. Well, Scott and I are a great aunt and uncle again. Scott's nephew Jason had his 5th child. It's a little girl. Her name's Freya. So we probably will never get to see her because they live in Tennessee and rarely come here, and we rarely go there, but she's out there. We know she's there. I want to be real careful. Yeah, I was watching Mary Altier organize her words with wax paper sheets. And I thought that was a good idea. And she actually got the idea from Dee Dee Willingham, which I thought it was really cool. And I have a bunch of wax paper that I had used as, like this. And I'm like, why don't I just take and recycle that and organize my big words and stuff that I've cut out. I might have to run the this thing down that edge once this gets dry so that it will bend. Alright, I'm going to get some tissue paper. I will be right back. I'm just going to grab some out of a bin I've got. Some really attractive tissue paper here. Woohoo! Stripes are green. The green, that's what I'm going for. And I like to crumple it to get more texture. And I think I'm going to try to aim this to where none of the dictionary paper is covering, just so there's something on every area. I might have enough here to just cover the whole thing in green, and then we can come in with some other colors with paint. So, let's see. Got kind of a weird piece of tissue here. y'all probably can't see what this, yeah. I've got some that's hanging off the end here, and I'm just going to flip it around to the other side to be part of the pocket. I'm getting glue on my camera cord. On my phone cord, rather. Phone camera, same thing. Oh, good night, Pen. See you later. See you later, alligator. I'm going to have to trim some of this paper off before I turn it over and add to the other side. Not going to be able to see that bag no more, no more. Tippy's home. Alright guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to let Tippy in. They're eating. Sorry about the jiggle jiggle jiggle. Ooh, earthquake, earthquake. No, it's just me, Becky. Bye, Linda. Feels a little cool, so that means it's wet, but we're going to flip it and do the green on the other side. Whoops. But you know what? We need to cut all of that loose first. Oh, you know what? I'm cutting that off, and I didn't mean to do that. Oh. Oh, well. Too late now. I've already started. I was going to wrap it around to this other side. Oh, dear. Oh, well, let's see. Oops. I'm just trimming it off to the edge. And then promptly throwing it on the floor. Let's see here. This is the opening of the bag, so you should always do your trimming on one side before you start on the other side, or you won't be able to see the edge. That's a note to self. The thing about gluing all the paper and the tissue paper on, it gives it some more stability, and it gives it a heavier feel, that's for sure. Stabilizes things. Just want to make sure all of this is trimmed. I don't want to cut into the bag. Everybody else must be off doing after Christmas shopping, getting all of those sales. My son said we're almost out of wrapping paper in the closet down there, so I told him, I said maybe I'll pick some up in after Christmas sales. But Scott and I went out yesterday, and I think that was good enough for him and I. And all we bought was food. Alright, so we're going to add the green. Boy, that's working good, putting that in there. Alright, so we need to add the green on here. Pull this down a little bit so that I can get this corner on the mat. I might have to think up some different components to have on each month so that each month is a different pocket combination maybe. That could make for an interesting journal at the end if we had different, different little components. Whoops, it's all right. Hi, Aristi, how are you? Well, I need to get more than that, but that's all right. This up a little bit. Oh, we need more green. That's a good idea too, Darla. I bought a great big thing of Mod Podge, but I'm trying to use up this stuff I got for $2. Might have to go get me a ketchup squeezer and put some Mod Podge in it. Mod Podge. Everybody thinks it's funny I say Mod Podge, but it just rolls off the tongue. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm probably using a lot more Mod Podge than I need to, but this is the side I need to be careful about getting too much glue, and I just put too much glue right there. And the wax paper's not staying. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we'll see. Might end up having to trim it off. I'm going to pull this out and hope I don't glue it together. Yeah, I've used the Awesome cleaner before. A district manager I had at one time, he was a firm believer in Awesome cleaners. When I was a store manager at Joann's. Scott called it something else, because I was there more than I was at home. Trying to keep these two from sticking together here. We might put something over the edge of the pocket later, like a strip of paper, maybe just glued over, or a piece of lace or whatever. Right. So that might be good enough as far as gluing stuff down. So we just need to dry it. Oh, wow. Hadn't thought about that. Ooh, that's sticky. Sticky, sticky, sticky. I hope this isn't too loud for you guys. Now I know at Michael's you can get the small looking lunch bags. Those would work, but you'd only have a very small one, a little journal that you could like just do a quote for your month, or you know, just maybe a list of places you went. I ought to record how many times I go to a Goodwill. Too many times. I'm going to slide this back in there, the Bondo scraper thing, just to keep those from closing up on themselves. And we'll flip it back to the other side. We'll see if we can trim some of this stuff off from here. And the scissors, and I really shouldn't be using those scissors. Those are my good scissors. These are all gummed up already. Well, it sounds like Scott's moving the earth or something out there on the porch. Uh-oh. See, these are just not working. They're too gummed up. I need Scott to clean them. Hi, Melissa. How are you? I think it's still too wet. It's not wanting to cut either. We might have to do the little tag for the pocket next week. I think we're going to run out of time. I'm not liking this. I'm going to go back to the good scissors. And since I'm not coming back on later tonight, everybody can go see Epiphany Crafts when she does her live. Melissa, are you all, you and Carrie going to do a show together tonight? Or is she just doing one on, you know, a freestanding show with just Carrie and PJ? I'm probably out of shot, but all I'm doing is trimming the excess off the edges. Oh, okay. I'm trying to decide whether I need to put washi tape around the edges or not. Okay. Yeah, this was some wild lime green tissue paper that somebody wrapped something in that, and they sent it to me. Oh my goodness. Mary Dell just uploaded something, and my son says he's having a burrito wrap for lunch. I was wondering, what on earth is going on? Notifications are going crazy. I told him he couldn't call me today because I'd be live until 5. Live until 5. So he usually calls me at about 3:30 because he has to be to work at 5 o'clock. Just to chit chat because he misses me. Can y'all hear Scott? He's making quite a racket out there on the porch, moving ladders and that stupid trap we have. We're trying to catch that mother cat so we can take her off, turn her in at animal shelter. I just can't. I can't have 6 cats. That's crazy. Oh, I didn't mean to tear that. Okay, it'll be all right, Beck. These bags are really cheapy bags, and it doesn't take much. But that's on the side that will be attached to the binding. But I think I am going to need to put something over the edge to just hold it. And then this folds this way. And with mixed media, I say there's always the ugly mutt stage. I mean, there's always ugly mutt. Ugly mutt happens. So, now, I'm going to let y'all choose. If I have the colors, I'll get them. We need 3 colors to do this page. What 3 colors do you think I should pull out of my paints? And we'll do 3 colors on here, and then we'll do some stenciling with something else. Do we want some more of this green, orange, pink, and blue? Orange, pink, and blue. You always pick orange, pink, and blue. Orange, pink, and blue. I have orange. some loud pink. Orange, pink, and blue. Orange, pink, and blue. Oh, I guess I should get a makeup sponge or something so that I don't make a mess of me. Orange, pink, and blue. Keep the neon going. Oh, ooh. Hold up. I'll be right back. Keep the neon going, they say. Okay, guys, here's the deal. I can do orange and pink and neon, but I don't have a blue. I have a green. So we're going to do these three colors. And these haven't been used in a while, so... Ooh. I might not be able to look at this page, you guys, after this. And it's all y'all's fault. If I get some on the table, it doesn't really matter a whole lot because this table actually is made out of something that the paint just seems to... Oh yeah, the 80s are calling. I remember all that neon colors we had back in the 80s. I graduated high school in 1982, so I remember. And big hair. And those funky pants we wore that were ballooned out at the top, looked like a paper bag. Remember those? Ew. Ugh. I think I have a paint booger in here. Yep, there he is. Let's see. Pick that off from there. Sorry if I'm making it jump all over. Oh, there's a big glob of yuck in here. Yeah, we'll have to because it's 5 till 4 now, and I'm gonna get off here at 5 o'clock. Scott and I had a very late breakfast, so I made a big breakfast, but I'm going to need to feed him here. He's been munching though.
I'll be all right.
He says he'll be all right. We have leftovers. We have some leftover meatloaf and I don't know what else. Oh, that sausage stuff I made yesterday's in there too. This has got a glob in it too. This is gross. Like I said, this paint hasn't been used in a while. I might have to pick that up, and I'm going to use a different sponge for the green. And ruffles around the neck of the 80s. Remember all the ruffles? Not as bad as the 70s, but I actually made a shirt one time that had a bunch of ruffles on it. And polka dots. So we might have to put some polka dots on this with something. I think I also have I have neon in another color. I can't remember what it was though. But we can do some. Ew, yuck! This paint is really. It's gross. It's got boogers in it. It's booger paint. Scott says it's pants. Okay, hon, it's pants. Plaid skirts too. Oh yes, and linebacker shoulder pads. I remember those. This is almost screaming for some spray painted graffiti. All right. Let's dry this side and then I'll flip it over and we'll do the same on the other side. This is one loud page. And Lady Di's haircut, yep. Oh, what was the other girl? Oh, I had to have her hairstyle. She was a skier or a skater. Do you remember who I'm talking about? She had the short hair. It's kind of like a bob. Oh, I can't remember her name now. And Farrah Fawcett. All the feathered hair. All that feathered hair. And the guys actually wore pants where you know, they didn't look like they were going to fall off their rumps. Yes, Dorothy Hamill. Yes. And we had to have our hair frosted. And now I don't have to worry about that because I'm naturally frosted. Hi, Mary. You didn't miss everything. I'm going to be on for at least another hour. I'm going to go ahead and admit I want orange on the inside, apparently. I'm going to take this out. It's just to hold my pocket so it doesn't glue. And again, I'm sorry if this thing starts, if I'm bouncing the table too much and y'all are getting dizzy from the camera jumping up and down. I thought I told Scott we got mail, and now the mail's just going down the street. So it'll be 20 or 30 minutes before she comes up the street. I lied. I said the mail had already gone, and it hadn't.
You're wrong.
I know. I'm admitting I was wrong. Everybody should.
You repeat that again, please?
I was wrong.
Just wanted to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah. And you have witnesses, so I can't say I didn't say it now, doggone it.
Right.
Well, yeah. All right, let's add some pink. Yep. On the last Wednesday of every month, we'll do another one of these pages. And at the end of the year, we'll put them together into a year-long art journal. So this will be January's page. And the reason I'm doing that is so we're doing the page before the next month starts. So Happy New Year! And I was telling everybody earlier that was here that I'm going to use mine as a place to keep track of projects I make and maybe places Scott and I visit, or, you know, shops we explore that are new to us. Just a way to have a quick little memory place all in one place. So one page, 1 month. It's not to make lengthy letters and journaling. It's just to do quick notes. That's gross. So that's why I'm doing this. And I have these giant cards I got at the Goodwill Clearance Center. But I'm going to tell you the measurements. And next week we will do the tag. This tag. This fits in this pocket here. And I'm going to measure that now so I can tell you guys. I think I'm going to measure this. I had a ruler here. Oh, durr. It's sitting right next to me. Anyhow. So the tag, well, this will also depend on how big your bag is. So you'll have to measure whatever your tag opening is, or your pocket opening is, so you know. But if your bag is 6 by 12 like mine, and the tag is 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. So we'll do that next week, because I'm not going to have time to do it and finish decorating this. So we'll add a little green, do a little drying, and then see whatever that other color of neon is that I have. And the reason I covered the bag entirely with the dictionary paper and the tissue paper was because these are really cheap, cheesy bags that I got at the thrift store for $1.79 for 50 of them. And I just felt like it needed the stability of additional paper. And now if you wanted it even more stable or heavier, you could use just your scrapbooks paper scraps or leftover jelly prints. If you use jelly prints, you'd be a step ahead because you wouldn't even have to paint it. You could just apply the jelly prints, and then you could do whatever you want on top of your jelly print. You wouldn't have to do any of the painting and stuff. So I'm going to try this. And if you don't want to do these pages and you want to just do the tags, come the week after that, and we'll do the tags on that other Wednesday. Plus, I'll have another project planned, because the tags won't take us a whole, 2.5 hours or whatever it is, 2:30 to 5:30. Now we can do another neon color and make some dots on this. Or should we do white or black dots? What do y'all think? I'll let y'all scream out some colors. Or I can do metallic colors. And I think I have a metallic in every color now. I even picked up silver, but I don't know if silver would go with neon. I'm going to have to scroll back up while I'm drying so I can see what y'all were talking about. Oh, we haven't seen the deer that come through the woods behind us lately, but we've heard a lot of gunfire, so I don't know if the little buck and the doe that have been coming through have made it or not. Oh, this card here? Yeah, there was a whole box of them at the Goodwill clearance center, but they had gotten dumped out of the box, so I just had to dig through, and I'm always worried about getting cut at that place because they just dump everything in those bins, glass and everything. That's the bad part about the clearance center. And this pocket's only like 2 inches deep, so this will just slide in and sit there. We might have to make some clips or something to just kind of clip in the corner. And I'm really debating whether to add something along the edges. We'll see. Oh yeah, they're huge. Alright, I'm going to flip this over. You know when your fingers started getting coated in glue and paint? Kind of creeps me out sometimes. Alright, I'm going to get some dot stencils. Did y'all call out a color? I'm just going to get something. Something that maybe will go with this. This is our fold out. And so this will go over our binding thing and glue down, and then this will be a page, and then it'll turn, and we'll have a pocket on the back side. So I'm going to get us a stencil real quick. White, black, or gold. Okay. Splendid gold. And I need my stencils. Oh, it's just not safe. No. It's just not safe in this house no more. I'm still here, guys. I'm working on it. Don't know what I did with my, there it is. Never mind, I found it. Oh. My dirty old paint plate. But it does the job. I've got some sponges, and I got lamp black. I think that's lamp black. Lamp black, splendid gold, and snow white. And I've got this spiral. I got Tim Holtz little teeny dots, and I got this one. Now I'm going to start with this one here. So do we want to do this black, white, or gold? Whatever you choose, the other two stencils are going to be done with what's left. Gold on this one? Okay. Oh, this one hasn't been opened yet, so we're going to open it up. I just bought myself a bunch of new metallics. I'm pretty much set for the next year, so I probably shouldn't buy anything else after the first of the year. I need to use stuff up so we're not having to store it or move it. Alright, so this will be my gold sponge. I love this stencil, and this is a Waverly stencil. I think I got it at Michael's, and I think it was on clearance. Let's pull this down so that we can do this all the way up here. I think Tippy came in, ate something, and then put himself to bed. I think he's in the bedroom, on the bed. I will be so glad when those 4 or 5 houses are finished being built down the road, so these delivery trucks will quit coming through. Or even better, I'll be glad if we're not living here anymore. It's been nice living in this little house, but I'm ready to be 100% in a house of my own where I feel like, you know, I can do, if I get sick of a room, I can paint it a different color and not have to, you know, worry about it. As it is, next month, I need to try to get down and work at the house down there for a week. Scott's going down tomorrow, and he's going to stay till Tuesday. And because of the weather, I'm debating whether to go because I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave the cats with it not being able to get in when it's going to be 20 degrees overnight. And I had a box for them on the porch, but this mother cat and her kittens have beat mine up so bad. Well, the mother cat has. That they won't even go on their own porch anymore. But I've got to get that mother cat out of here and soon before she has more kittens. If I could just get her turned in at the shelter or rescue or whoever will take her. I mean, I've already paid for three cats to be spayed or neutered. I can't afford anymore. Oh, Scott's sawing something. Oh, I know. And my sister-in-law has such different tastes than me. So, I mean, she probably wouldn't care if I painted, but it would mean she would need to paint as soon as, you know, we were out of here. So she could get it back to what she would like. And I mean, she's pretty easygoing, and she's been really nice to let us live here while we get our house ready. But we're both over it. We're ready for, you know, the next phase. I love this stencil because it just is so pretty. Just so pretty. All right, I'm going to dry this a little bit and flip it over. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Oh, Roesta, have a good night. Rest well. At least this thing hasn't conked out on me, knock on wood, because that would really stink if the stupid dryer went out on me. I don't even know if I have a hair dryer here. I think I took it back down to the other house when I got my hair all cut off short. Because, I mean, I can just wash my hair, brush it, and walk out of the bathroom and be done right now. All right. So, I might can do this. I can hear Scott, so I know he's out there doing something, but I don't know what. It's about to drive me crazy. I think he's putting up more plywood on the ceiling of the porch, which I don't know how he's doing that without assistance. I bet I'm going to end up working on the porch after I get off here. He bundled up and went out there. I warned him I was doing this today. So I said, I'll be on the internet for several hours tomorrow. He was like, oh, okay. I fussed at him a little bit earlier. So we do have moments of getting on each other's nerves. That's just natural. You know, these people that always act like everything's just so perfect all the time. They're lying. It's not perfect all the time. Life's not perfect. No, it's Mary, it's one paper bag, and then I made a fold out with a piece of cardstock that I cut, if I remember right, 12 by 6.5. And I'm out of gold again. I don't really need too much more. Man, it sounds like he's tearing the house down. Just hoping he's not doing something where he's going to hurt himself. Been there, done that too many times in 30-something years. See, he's had a car roll down the ramps on him. Got blood poisoning from that time. He's called me while I was at work at closing time when I was closing down registers, telling me to call an ambulance because he thinks he's passed out, and it was from an umbilical hernia, which he then had to have repaired twice because the first doctor wouldn't listen to him, and he kept telling him, you didn't get it. I can still feel a hole in there. So, yeah, we've had some excitement over the years. Well, that's the truth. That's the truth. If it was perfect all the time, you wouldn't have anything to, like, worry about or anything. Okay, I'm going to use some lamp black. Do we want to do the spiral in lamp black, or the dots? I'm not going to do a lot on each one. Probably one spiral here and there. I'm probably going to use the spiral in white and then just do the black dots because, yeah, let's just do that. Because I'm afraid the spiral in black would be too much. Too much. Wowza. Let's tap this off a little bit better than I did that first time there. This stencil always reminds me of fishnet stockings. I don't know why, but it does. The gold is still wet, so I'm sticking in it. Now it's starting to look like those neon leopard leggings my little sister had in the late 80s, early 90s. My youngest sister was born in 1980, and I graduated high school in 1982. Dots, 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 dots. Might have to get some more black out. Let's get a little bit more black. Oh, that's not a little bit more, Beck. Oh, there she is. There's our mailman. Mail lady. Sounds like she's actually stopping today, so. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm going to stay up here, I think, while Scott's at the house this time. I've gone down there and worked on it without him, and he does better when I'm there, but I need to stay here for the cats. Plus, Saturday, I have to attend the twins' second birthday party. Boy, she's really staying a long time at our mailbox. The only thing I've ordered is some, I ordered some bags that an 8x10 canvas will fit in, so I can do the abandoned art and abandon some. I'm going to dry this a little bit so I can flip it over and do black on the other side. Make sure this isn't sticking closed. I'm going to do the larger spiral in white over this where it globbed up, where I didn't clear off enough of the black. You got to tap off some of the paint before you go to the stencil. It really makes a big difference. And since this is so busy, I might just take cardstock in these colors, because I have some cardstock in this fuchsia colored pink and green, and just maybe do journal sections, maybe even die cut them in shapes and glue them to this. So like I could glue like my list of projects I did in January, or like list Happy Mail. You could keep track of your Happy Mail, who you sent Happy Mail to, just on another little note. Or I could use Post-it paper, because you know Post-its come in this paper too, and I could just glue it down instead of just sticking it. Oh, bummer. I was really hoping your package from us would be there, Mary. Scott said, I said, I want to do something for Mary. He said, yes, you have to, because she's so sweet and sent us all those wonderful slipper socks. He loves those slipper socks. I said, you know, you could switch between the two pairs. And he said, no, I haven't wore this first pair out yet. I got to wear it out before I get the other pair. Start using them. I was like, okay. He's so funny. And Scott and I started watching the show called Godless on Netflix. and it's a Western, and we are just enthralled. We finished watching Longmire, and Scott's like, I wish there was another Western. And then he said, well, what about that one there? What's that one called? And I said, well, that's Godless. He said, well, let's start watching that. And we are on episode, I think we're on the 4th or the 5th one now. And we do that right before we go to bed. And last night he was like, well, doggone it, now I want to know what happens next. I said, we are not staying up. It was like 12:44 in the morning when we stopped watching last night. I didn't know I'd overlapped some there, but that's okay. I'm going to make it work no matter what. Oh, wow. Really? A 6-point buck? See, I couldn't hunt myself, and I don't really care for deer meat, but I understand that there is a need for hunters, and I'm glad that there are people that like deer meat, because if we didn't have hunters and people to eat the deer meat, we'd be overrun with deer. I mean, it's a balancing act. Nature is. And sometimes you have to hunt them, or they would overpopulate so bad, and disease would be a problem. The only way I hunt is with a camera. But I understand the need for hunters. I love to just watch them through my lens. But as I said, I know there's a need for hunters. Okay, I poured out way, way too much black paint. So I'm going to set this aside and see if I can find a piece of paper of some sort. Melissa's going, anything, just grab anything. You can use it for painty papers. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, this'll work. This was a coffee news. Callie's trying to tear the front door apart. No, maybe that was Scott. She's in the woods. She's in the woods hunting. Or glaring at you because you're making noise on the porch. Look, we can do a Rorschach test. Ink blots. It reminds you of an ink blot? Yeah. I take it Scott didn't do well in school when they asked him what the ink blots look like, and he told them ink blots. He's going to get the mail. All right, I'm just going to set this aside. Can add more to it later. All right. Oh, bye, Sarita. Mary, I was telling everybody earlier, we have a new grand niece. Her name's Freya. She's in Tennessee, so yes, enjoy the muffins. They sounded really yummy. I made blueberry muffins yesterday, and I replaced regular milk with almond milk, and I replaced some of the flour for ground flax seed, and it was really good. I probably should dry this, or it's going to contaminate this white. I've seen pictures of her. She's cute. Looks like Scott got the weekly handful of ads that we won't even use or go. You know, the McDonald's coupons and the Burger King coupons and all that stuff. Yeah. Red Plum. Garbage. It's got some garbage. Garbage.
Run that through the shredder, and then in the springtime you can mulch your tomato plants with it.
Yep. Alright, let's put a spiral here.
That way it's somewhat useful.
Oh, I've only got 30 minutes until 5, and I told him I'd be off at 5, so that's what I'm going to aim for. I like to put some of them so they hang off a page too. I got this stencil from Saw Crafters, if I remember right. I like how if you don't like, you get too dark, you can take white and do something in white and it knocks that black all the way to the back. Isn't that cool? White's so much more powerful than you think it can be in a color. I'm sitting here doing this, thinking of other ways that I could utilize this same technique and just make a book out of this. If you can find a printable calendar, you could add a calendar on the page too, just a tiny one. And you could circle the dates that you did stuff if you wanted to. These are just ideas I'm throwing out there of ways to do this. It'll be interesting to see what this looks like. So next Wednesday we'll do a neon tag to go with this. And maybe something else. Let's do a row of these here. Alright, set this over here. Alright, I'm going to get a piece of paper towel and wipe this so that I don't get any on the other side. Wish I had baby wipes, but I don't, so this is the best I can do. Alright, I'm going to dry this some. Thinking maybe we need another one down here. I don't know about y'all, when I'm watching live shows, it's fun to watch a live show and craft at the same time. At least I think it is. It's like you have someone with you to craft with. And since I'm not working outside the home, I'm not meeting anybody new here. So YouTube's kind of given me an outlet to share my talents and creativity with people around the world. Do some spirals on the other side. Oh, what is that on there? Well, whatever it is out there, he's really nailing it to the wall. I'm going to need to help him, I think. Uh-oh, can y'all hear that? Yesterday, it was just too cold all day to get out at all to work on anything. We kind of hibernated yesterday. I will say, though, we did bundle up and go for a walk out at the park in Travelers Rest. And that was really nice. I'm trying to get back to walking at least a mile every day and work my way up to where I can walk 4 miles in an hour like I was at one time. I would love to get off all medication if I could, like the thyroid medicine and the diabetes medicine and the, what else? Blood pressure medicine. I wish my blood pressure would behave itself when I go to the doctors, but when I'm in the doctors, it just goes to the moon. It's just, I have medical, what do they call it? Anxiety over doctors, so Scott is a hard-working man. That he is. I might go for another walk with him because he hadn't gotten dressed when I went for my walk because he was having a lazy day. He works second, so he tries to stay on that schedule even when he's off, so that he's not messed up when he goes back to work, which makes sense. And if I offended anybody that watches me on Facebook today, I'm sorry. My political views might be different than yours, so, when I come across something political or religious or whatever that I might not agree with, I just scroll on by. I don't take it upon myself to attack somebody for having a different opinion or to, try to call them out on something. I just don't do that. What was it my grandmother said? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Routine. It seems like there's people that just, the importance of them being right matters more than whether they hurt somebody's feelings or anything. It just drives me crazy. And the situational ethics really burns me. It's when I was managing, they'd say, okay, this is the audit. This is what you are being held to. And then they'd rip you a new one if you went against something or something for a customer. And then the next thing you go visit another store and the manager there is doing the same thing and the district manager had no problem with it. So it's a double standard. And it's just it really burned me up. It's one reason I almost had a nervous breakdown managing. I cared too much. I was working 70 hours a week. And it was just too doggone much. I was trying my hardest to do well, and it wasn't good enough, so that's why I said I'll never do that. Yeah, white coat syndrome. I just, the nurse at the hospital right before I had the umbilical hernia repair, she said one of the things you can do is do not cross your ankles, your legs, your knees, your feet, nothing. Just don't cross anything. Just sit and let your arms relax at the side and just take a deep breath in before they put the cuff on you, and that will actually help reduce your stress, and your numbers will go down a little bit. But I agree, as in use. My son says all the time that people don't know how to talk to one another. Now, if you give them both a phone and they sit next to each other, they can text each other all day long. And, you know, you can't read everything that someone's trying to express all the time in a small paragraph on the internet. You might take something they say, blow it totally out of proportion, jump them, get your friends to jump them, and the next thing you know, you've got a bunch of people just writing you and just calling you names and everything else. It's crazy. It's like high school. It's just like Scott said. It's high school on steroids. There are times when I say, I'm just going to quit that crazy Facebook entirely, but I'm involved in groups on there. I have friends. We utilize it to meet each other and to just talk, and, you know, it's crazy. It's just a crazy world. So, there we go. There's this. We've got, I am having a hard time focusing, even with my glasses. It's 4:43. We got 15 minutes. So, we can add something else. I know what I'm going to do. How about we add some flowers? I have some handmade flower stamps. I can quickly stamp some flowers on here. Changed my mind on the flowers. We're just going to do some metallic peacock pearl circles. Why not add to it the craziness of this? Oh, you know what? Retail management just sucks. It's like there's a double standard for every rule they have. I mean, they have all these so-called audit issues and stuff that you're supposed to, you know, be mindful of, and they throw them all out the window for the next guy. I don't know. Or they say they want something done one way, and then the next person, they say, no, we're going to do it this way, and no, I'm done with retail. And people get mad at you in the store, and they have policies, and from one district to the next, depends on the district manager, what rules will be followed. Oh, yeah, I'm done with that. The kids don't see any problem with bullying each other, you know, and if you step in and you say something to some kids, they'll say, mind your own business. And it's like, whoa, if I'd said mind your own business to an adult, do you know where I'd find myself? On a floor. And I'd be getting told, Getting a little big for your britches. Boy, he's really pounding on the nails and stuff out there, isn't he? No, they don't. They think they know it all. I mean, I feel like probably I had kind of that attitude as a young person, but I don't think it was anything like you see now. This is metallic paint, so if you get it too hot, it'll start bubbling like crazy. You see, my grandmother wouldn't spank me, but she'd tell my uncles, and then I'd be in trouble with them, or my grandfather. My grandfather was a very strict, he believed in the cane on the back of the legs and that kind of stuff. My grandmother had raised 9 children, and then my mom had me when she was 17, and my grandmother had 9 children, 8 boys, 1 girl, my mom being her only girl. And it was either give me up for adoption or give me to my grandmother, basically. So, Grandma raised me until I was 18. I'm trying not to let this set on any of them. Yep. I didn't want any part of making anybody angry. And I think these circles are going to do it and be what this page looks like. And then I'll just make, like I said, some labels and things to hold my info and tags. So I might do some separate videos that are just freestanding videos on this. When I say that, it means I'll work on stuff to add to this in just videos where I'm not live. There's something about going live makes you, I don't know, lose your mind. Yeah, we grew up at a different time, man. And now, you know, parents can't discipline like ours did because, quite frankly, some of it was very abusive. You know, it was child abuse. And, you know, it's good in a way that they put an end to, you know, the real abusive stuff like that. But there's got to be a way to keep the children in line better. I think we need to be teaching the children to care for each other more. They just have so much around them. I really like the little bubbles. Tiny bubbles. Alrighty. Okay, guys. We got 10 minutes. I'm going to let this dry. I've stuck my finger in something, but that's okay. And like I said, I'll use little pieces of paper and stuff and maybe put something here, maybe something there, you know. And I'll use the pink, green, and neon. I might do some die cutting in a video and just cut out labels for this page. Not labels, journal spots. It's very loud. So, there's the other page. Other side. Oh, and look, see, it was still wet. Let's see. I need to hang it somewhere to dry. It would be almost cool if some of them would like drip if I hang it somewhere. All right, let's see. Let me think on this. And hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have a bunch of interesting pages to bind together and make a book out of it. A 2018 memory mixed media journal. I don't know what to call it. It's just something I was thinking about in bed one night, and I said, you know what? That would be a good project to do live. And I'm getting close to 1,500 subscribers, and I have a few things that I think the way I'm going to deal with my 1,500 is I'm not going to have an open challenge giveaway. It just like when I reach 1,500, I'll go to one of those videos, and whoever's commented will get thrown into a bin. So please make sure you're commenting on videos when I'm close to 1,500, because I'm going to pull a video from that month that I go 1,500. I might even pull 2 videos and just throw everybody's name that's commented into a basket and get Scott to pull a name for a little prize package. That way I don't have to keep track of entries coming in, and it will be given to somebody that takes the time to support me and watch my videos and leaves comments. I'm trying to think of where to put this because it's wet on both sides. I really need like a clothespin and a line to hang it from. Maybe I can just stand it here on the table against the alien goo, as Linda calls it. Linda McAllister. There we go. But I was going to show you real quick. Maybe I should wash my hands and move some of this stuff. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back because I want to show you some things too. I'm afraid I'm going to knock that over that I just got sat up. There we go. I'll take these in and clean it all up. I'll be right back. I'm just going to wash my hands. All right, I was going to show you a couple of the things I've picked up to give away. I've got a set of Reeves Soft Pastels. I don't know if I'll do one big package or if I'll do many packages. What do you all think? Do you think I should just do individual items and reward several people, or just have one big prize? I'm sorry, this paint's irritating me. I gotta peel it off. But these are the Reeves that I have to give away. They're soft pastels. There's 24 pieces, and these will be one of the things I give away for my 1,500 subscriber giveaway, which will be a hidden giveaway because it'll be I will just pull the messages from a couple videos from the month. I'm not going to announce which video it is or anything. I'm just going to reward the people that leave me comments. So I've got this. I've also been working on these notebooks. Do y'all remember those 50-cent, what are they called? Composition books that I got? And then I got the calendar for the art calendar. I can't remember his name now. He's the painter of light, and I can't remember his name for nothing. But I'll show you what I've done. I've combined them. And I'm keeping this one because this one's my favorite. But this is the picture from the calendar, and the back has a picture. And then I use, this is duct tape on the edge. So I'm keeping this one, but I have 3 others that I'm going to give away. So that one's going to be mine. And then here's one here. So there is some bubbling on it, and I debated whether to use these as a giveaway, but I thought they still look pretty, and I think people would like them. So that's why I'm thinking maybe give 4 people a prize or something, because I have these, and if I sent one to each person instead of 3 notebooks to one person would make more sense. So that's the front of this one, and then the back has the church on it. And I just love how these turned out. Now, if somebody else wants to do these, I wanted to point something out. The College Ruled, okay, they have a narrower back here. So you get more of the picture, plus the duct tape is just wide enough to line up with the edge of the white bit here and wrap to the back. Now if you get the regular composition book like this, when you wrap it to the back, you end up with a little teeny strip of the black showing. So that's just something to keep in mind. The way you can remedy that is to go ahead and take your picture and let it overlap the black on the composition. I just lined it up with that tape that was there. But lesson learned, I will, if it's got a black there binding on it, I'll just make sure I cover some of that. But this one turned out really pretty. And then the last one is this one here. And there's the back. So, and like, see, you can see the black on this one. But when I hit 1,500, I'm going to give these away and the pastels. So if you can, make sure you're leaving comments on my videos. And I will put these somewhere safe, and when the time comes, I will do that. Let's see, I am currently at how many subscribers? Well, I can't really look, can I? Yes, I can. I can do it here. Well, it's not letting me go to my channel for some reason. Oh, it's because I'm live. That's okay. I'm at like 1453, I think. Okay, guys, it's 5 o'clock. I will let you go. Thank you for coming by and watching me do my first page in this year's way to keep track of my projects, I think is what I'm going to do. And then maybe take a picture of it, and maybe we'll create some kind of zine or something to slide in the pocket. It will be a tall one. Just have to keep in mind we only have so much room, and I meant to repair that, but we'll do that another time. So there's this side of it with the pocket. This goes in there like so. And then this side. And this folds closed. All right. And I will see you guys next week, and I will have other videos up between now and then. Take care. Bye-bye. I was trying to turn it off on the computer, and that doesn't work. Okay, guys. Bye.